What's up, my crypto legends? In this episode, I have him here, Carl from the moon. How are you doing, my man?
I'm doing very well. I'm finally back to being rich. The crypto bull market is back. I'm super happy. How are you doing?
I'm doing great as well. Portfolio is doing absolutely great. So yeah, definitely richer than a few weeks ago, which is absolutely brilliant. And yeah, I just want you on the channel here, basically to know your opinion. I can see you're in your office right there with your Bitcoin magazines and you there on the magazines as well. So you're there in your office, exactly. I just want to ask you a bit of, what are the market conditions? What's going on with Bitcoin? Is the bottom in? What do you think about the 2023 recession? Is there finally going to be one? What is your personal opinion, Carl? So if you want, we can do some technical analysis or just chat, just let me know your opinion on Bitcoin. What do you think?
First of all, the bottom is in.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
And more specifically, let me go into the Bitcoin chart. I want to show you, let's see, this chart. This chart is the proof that now is an incredible time to accumulate Bitcoin. That is what I'm doing. Obviously, these are just opinions, but I think I can back it up with some pretty severe facts. So what you can see here is the Bitcoin price for the past, like, what is it, like 13, 14 years now, ever since 2010. But more importantly, this red line is the exponential moving average on the weekly time frame. And every single time that Bitcoin goes below the 200 exponential, look at this.
Yeah.
Every single time, this is a fantastic opportunity to accumulate Bitcoin and buy Bitcoin. So right now, a massive Bitcoin buy signal is flashing. And I just made a video actually on my channel where I talked about this, because I think the title was like huge buy signal, because it's true. This is a massive buy signal because look at this. If you bought there, you made insane gains. If you bought here, you made massive gains. If you buy now, I believe you're going to make absolutely incredible gains in the following 2 years. And this is also based on, the halvings. I think that the one Bitcoin halving happened somewhere there. Another Bitcoin halving happened right here. And the next Bitcoin halving is going to happen quite soon, which means that the fundamentals of Bitcoin, I mean, when the block reward gets cut in half, we have less supply change. So the supply or the newly minted supply, the inflation rate, so to speak, is lower, and that creates a higher pressure on the buying side. So in my opinion, we are right now in a historical moment where accumulating Bitcoin below this exponential moving average is a rare opportunity, and the exponential moving average is at 25K approximately. So if you're looking at the chart, if you're looking at the price, and if the price is below 25K, I would say get a hold of as much Bitcoin as you possibly can. That is what I'm doing. That is my opinion. Obviously, I'm not giving you financial advice, but I am giving you some pretty hardcore facts.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, doing the technical analysis is basically based on historical data, and there's already enough there to back up that this is very possible being the bottom, and these are very great levels to accumulate Bitcoin. And with the fact of the halving coming as well, it's just simple supply and demand. If you're getting cut that supply that there is there, and demand is still continuing, we can see this on data. There's a lot of wallets, with one Bitcoin holding more than one Bitcoin, 10 Bitcoin, 100 Bitcoin, that is growing exponentially. So it just has to go up in value, no doubt, in the next coming years.
It's crazy. So the bottom is in. I'm very confident in that, because we've already seen all the FUD, all the negativity. I think all the sellers have already sold. I can't imagine we have any like weak hands that still didn't sell. I think they're actually buying back in right now, because they realize that this whole FTX thing and all of these things, like, it's over now. Like, it's all the FUD is gone. SPF is probably going to jail. Like, like whatever, I don't really. Who cares, I think it's all over. And also, these things cannot hurt Bitcoin. Bitcoin is its own thing. It's like You know, it's like saying because banks are bad, you don't want to buy gold. Well, gold has nothing to do with banks, but they were supposed to hold gold in the beginning, but they don't do it anymore. But they're separate entities, separate things. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
Bitcoin is completely separate from exchanges. It's not correlated long term, but in the short term, when people FUD and spread negativity, people start selling. But that's good for us. That means we can buy for cheap, right?
Exactly. Yeah, I've been buying Bitcoin below $20,000. I gotta say,
Me too.
I've been dollar cost averaging, so that is in the green right now, which I'm very happy about. Yeah, Cole, you know, one more question. Basically, I want to talk about what do you think about the current global economy, the market condition, global stock market. We know that inflation is actually pushing down pretty nicely because of interest rates going up. Do you think the Fed is going to pivot? Are they going to start lowering interest rates down, you know, maybe by the end of the year, and inflation is going to go back up again? Is there a recession coming that might affect the price of Bitcoin? You know, just a personal opinion on that, on you.
Well, first of all, I think that we haven't really seen Bitcoin in a very severe recession yet. We haven't, like, Bitcoin was created in the 2008 financial crisis. So we haven't really seen Bitcoin experience like a financial crisis like that. The only thing that we have to compare with would be the 2020 corona thing, whatever that was, but Bitcoin did very well then. I mean, obviously what you can see is that Bitcoin had a big sell-off, but then outperformed everything else in the following months, and actually right now was able to jump all the way up to 70K, and now of course back to 20K. But like, I don't see any reason to doubt that Bitcoin will be able to survive and maybe even thrive in a recession, because people will be looking for safety, and Bitcoin is the safest store of value you can possibly find in the world, because it's as long as you control your own keys, it's extremely safe. You have the price volatility, but that's something that you have with actually anything. But yeah, Bitcoin has still a very volatile price movements, but that's gonna go down. The volatility goes down as the liquidity of Bitcoin goes up. That's why it's good that more and more people jump into Bitcoin, bigger funds go into Bitcoin, because it makes Bitcoin more useful. The more people that use it, just like a social media network becomes more useful, the more people that use it. But Bitcoin is not going anywhere. Bitcoin is here to stay. So I think that there's no recession in the world or in history or in the future that is ever going to be able to hurt Bitcoin or stop Bitcoin. Not possible.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's pretty interesting how the protocol is designed, because even though if there was a massive blackout worldwide, energy crisis, just still by having a few computers, it regulates on its own. The hash rate, if there's a massive blackout of the machinery, then it's still enough to have 10, 20 computers worldwide that will still validate the network, and the difficulty adjusts it on its own. So it's pretty impressive how basically it's ready, it's designed for any kind of massive black swan event, because it kind of will survive even though the price does go down. So
the Bitcoin code and network, it's all genius design. It's genius design. So I'm not scared at all. In fact, whenever I see people FUD and spread negativity, I'm buying as much as I can. Over on my channel, I actually made a few videos about me buying 80 Bitcoin in the past like 3-4 days. So I've been accumulating some Bitcoin, but over the past few months I've been buying a lot as well. I'm going heavy on crypto right now.
Absolutely. In the bear market, it's when you need to do it. So.
Yes, 100%.
All right, Carl, thank you very much, guys. You will have Carl from the Moon's channel down below, of course. Is there anything you want to say to my community?
Hodl, be patient, and the gains will come for you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Carl, for joining, and I will see you in the next one.